Hey guys, so I thought I would share with you what just happened right now. Yesterday I got a phone call that said that my supply order would be delivered on Friday between 7 and 10. And how that affects my life is because I have to take Ben to school. And so that means instead of doing my exchange at 7, I actually need to do my exchange about 6:30. And then I just have to plan on possibly doing my exchange at 10:30, maybe even 11, depending. Which that part really isn't a big deal. And I remember that because of that time frame, I have to get him to school. And so I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of frustrating because it's hard to be critical when you're so thankful that at least you get your order right. Well, about an hour ago, I got a text message that said, I am going to be at your place in about 20 minutes. That's right. And I was like, no, my message said that it was coming Friday. So I didn't say anything because at this point, what am I going to do? Plus the fact that our medical supplies come from a warehouse. The warehouse loads up the trucks. It's not like it's here in Tucson and they can just dilly-dally and come whenever. You kind of get stuck with whatever scheduling they're doing. So if you remember, about a month ago, I was talking about how Baxter is actually changing its company to a whole different place. I asked them specifically if anything was going to change with scheduling because I was having problems before where they would show up an hour or two early. And that's a big deal because if I'm already scheduling out my day, I need to know when they're coming, or at least that time frame, so that I'm able to schedule my exchanges for the rest of the day. So anyways, I met him at the door because remember yesterday we got the couch in? I finally got it pushed in its position, but now the other little couch that was behind it is right in the way of everything. Not to mention all the other stuff. Like, the house is chaotic. And then my delivery is here. So I had him put all the boxes outside the door. And he was really nice. His name's Daniel, and he's just a super great person. So I don't want to get him in trouble at all. And it's not even like it's his fault. He's just doing what the scheduling thing is saying, and he's just picking up his work truck and delivering things. It's not his issue. But I was trying to explain to him, or I was explaining to him why he couldn't bring things in, which is mostly because there's no place to put it. Or there's no way to get to where it needs to go easily. That's really what I should say. So anyways, what I realized, and I told him, is I was going to call Baxter, whatever the new company is, because somebody doesn't understand what all is happening with dialysis. And again, I do PD dialysis, which means that I do my own exchanges throughout the day. There is another side of PD dialysis where you can actually be hooked up to a machine and have your dialysis done at night. That is not an option for me because I still go clubbing and I like to go dancing and I like to be active and I want to be able to do nightlife things. So it didn't work out for me to have the machine. And it works out better for me to just do my own exchanges. And so I don't know how many people he delivers that has my kind of PD dialysis versus his, or versus the machine's dialysis people, if that makes sense. So for them, I don't think it really matters what time he comes. And usually your kidneys fail towards the end of your life. And so, being home all day or hanging out is not a big thing. You're just home, I'm assuming. But I'm not just home. In fact, I ran and picked up Ben and brought him back, and he showed up like 5 minutes later. And I told him, I said, I wasn't even home. So it's not Daniel's fault, because he's a very good delivery driver. Thankfully, he texts me. Sometimes the drivers don't. And that's super frustrating, because it's like, no, I need to know, because I have a specific time in which I do my exchanges. Now, those can be flexible. But I told him, if I'm hooked up, I can't come answer the door. I can't put Smokey out on the patio. I can't go out of my bedroom. Like, there's no airflow. Like, I'm in a sterile environment, and therefore you have to, I don't know what would happen. Honestly, I don't know if you would have to wait. I don't know. I don't know what would happen. So I told him several times, like, I appreciate so much that you text me, and that you're in really good communication. And it's unfortunate that whoever is scheduling either doesn't understand my side of the situation, or, again, I'm thinking there's probably like 80% of people that don't do the PT dialysis like I do. Maybe they're all machine people, and so it's like, what's the big deal? But it is a big deal, and it needs to be addressed. So I did tell him that I would call the company to figure out how we could remedy and fix this problem, because it's been several times now. It's not just today. Plus, again, I want to be the voice for people who are like, but I was in the middle of my exchange and all of a sudden my driver came. I mean, technically, I guess I could unhook and do my capping and everything and then go answer the door, but that's not what needs to happen, and it shouldn't have to happen. They deliver once a month, so it should be just a matter, and I was the one willing to shift my time around so that I could be able to accommodate. The other thing is like, if by some weird chance they didn't say Friday and they said yesterday, or I'm sorry, they didn't say Friday, they said today, it's like 4:30 in the afternoon, which, by the way, I usually take a nap, and that's what I told him, is I was like, I'm tired by this time of the day, and I have to take a nap. So that's also difficult, is that you guys are bouncing all this time around. If by some weird chance they did say Thursday between 1 and 10, you are super late. And, we were laughing and talking, because he's such a great person. And he's like, I don't know why they said Friday, because I'm in Benson on Friday. And he said that somebody else had mentioned to him that their message had also said Friday. And I said, well, the combination of all this information, it's clear that somebody is just not understanding, or there's a snag someplace, because it's just chaos. And I feel embarrassed, because I don't like my house to be messy, and I don't like it to be chaotic, and I don't like it to feel cluttery. And I've been working so hard on getting everything put away and everything situated that it's like, oh my God, okay, of course dialysis would come today, or my delivery. The other thing is I still had several boxes in my area that I have to move, because you have to move the older boxes out of the way so you can stack the new boxes in that area, so that always your supplies are rotated. So I was like, oh my God, now I'm so tired. The good news, though, is that I have Ben, and in about half an hour, Donnie will be home, so he'll be able to help me move everything. And I'm draining right now, so that allows me to be able to lift a little bit heavier items. So I'll be able to help, and we'll get it all figured out and straightened out. But it just sucks. Another thing I thought about was yesterday was so rainy. And in the back of my head, I thought, oh, it'd suck if I had to get my stuff today. And then, you know what? I don't know how I feel about him rolling that trolley through the apartment with muddy tires. Okay, maybe not really muddy tires, but definitely dirty tires. I don't even like people walking on my carpet with their shoes on. So I don't know what to do in that case either. Thankfully, though, today was a beautiful day. So, all right, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to give them a call, let you know what happens. Again, it's so awkward because it's like, I don't want to complain about something that they're providing for me. Like, God forbid, I would have to go pick up my own dialysis. But it's wonderful that they bring it up the steps. It's wonderful that they're so nice. It's wonderful that Daniel is a good guy. And I am thankful. But something has to change because it's still not good. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'll let you go. Talk to you guys later. And like always, drink your water. Bye-bye.